What is good, YouTube, and welcome back to a brand new video. Do you guys remember when the Grizzlies seemed like the team that was up next, the next scariest team to deal with out west? Ja Morant once upon a time said he was fine in the west, as we all remember. Well, since that point, everything has pretty much gone south for this franchise. They've traded away Desmond Bane this offseason, and they're still a team that I think could make some noise, but man, do they need to get it on the right track. So that's what my job is today. Let's go ahead and jump in and realistically rebuild the Memphis Grizzlies in 2K26. Before we get into today's video, make sure you guys drop a like on this one and subscribe if you're new around here, as we're on the road to 50,000 subs. It'd be greatly appreciated. But like I mentioned, the Grizzlies are a team that I do like. I love the duo of Ja Morant and Jaren Jackson. Obviously, Ja Morant has had his off-court issues as of late. You're hoping that's well behind him and that we can just focus on basketball instead of drama on the outside. You still have Jaren Jackson, who they did extend, really good player, rebounding not so much as we all know, but they have Zach Edey at the center. They got Ty Jerome, who they brought in this offseason. They bring in Cedric Coward, which is obviously the biggest thing here. They traded away Desmond Bane, make a trade with the Blazers on draft night, and bring in Cedric Coward. So this should be a very interesting team to me in the West if they're healthy. So let's take a look at what 2K's rotation looks like. So we have Ja Morant, KCP, Jalen Wells, who's another intriguing player, Jackson, you got Clark, you got Edey. I am going to start Edey still at this point. I think there's a chance Edey misses the beginning of the season next year, if I'm not mistaken. And then I would like to see Cedric Coward play right away this year. And I don't really want to get 11 deep here. And of course, Taylor Jenkins is now gone. I do anticipate KCP probably starting the season next year, but maybe Cedric Coward can eventually take that role, or maybe they let the Rook start right away. But I definitely want to play him a little bit here. Now, the problem is who are we going to play over him? That I don't know, but I do want him to play. I know Scottie Pippen's a good player. They just paid Aldama. So maybe we do have to run 11 deep because there is a lot of guys I do want to play here. So I am going to put Cedric Coward in over Jock Landale, though. I think I can safely do that. So we're going to go ahead, simulate this first season, and we're going to see how things go. Usually I've noticed that the Grizzlies are not respected in the 2K sim. So I'm pretty much expecting this team to not do so great, and we'll eventually look to change that. So at the end of year one, Jokic wins MVP. Flag is your rookie of the year. Scoot is your sixth man. Wemby's your depoy. Neemias is your most improved. And Jokic is your clutch player. Mike Brown in the Knicks went 69-13. Staples is your executive. And D'Lo won Kep MVP, averaging 25 points per game. Shout out to D'Lo for that. Here's your All-NBA first team, All-NBA second, and All-NBA third team. So we do get Ja Morant on here, which is nice. What about a Jaren Jackson all-defensive team? Not on first team, but he does make second team. So, unfortunately for us, though, I will say, and then do we get Cedric Coward? Unfortunately, we do not. So, I did start Cedric Coward at the end of the season, so hopefully he ended up playing pretty well in that role, but we'll see. So, yeah, 28 points from Ja Morant, 24 from Jaren Jackson, and Cedric Coward, like I said, he did start at the end. He started 23 games here, 8 points, so not too bad. He shot 39% from 3. On almost only 3 attempts a game, but obviously he's a big part of what we're trying to do here, and we unfortunately we're not good. We're just not a good team at the moment. So we went 35-47. The one thing we do have going for us, though, is we should have this pick this offseason, and then we get to add to this team. And I think we'll be back in no time. So let's go ahead and see who goes on to win this championship in year one. Then we can focus on what we can do in the offseason. So you got Minnesota taking out the Mavericks, so it's Wolves and Knicks, and the Wolves go on to win the first championship of the video. The draft lottery time, I do believe we're projected like the 9th overall here. It does say it's going to the Hornets, but I'm pretty sure we get to keep this pick if I'm not mistaken. So we do get the 9th pick. The Blazers get 1, Hawks via Milwaukee, Bucks via New Orleans. So yeah, we get the 11th or the 9th pick. So I do think we can draft somebody who could contribute next year for us. I'm going to keep Thomas for now, but I will keep my options open in the future. But for now, I will roll with him. I don't want to just keep cycling through head coaches. So I don't think there's any trades I want to make just yet, but definitely keep an eye on KCP's contract. He has a player option that I do think he's going to accept, and my hope is that we can trade him for a new center. That's what I want to do, because that's the one position where I'm like, yeah, I like Zach Edey, but if he was coming off the bench, I wouldn't hate that, basically, is what my thought process is, if there's a center available to us for us to grab. But I'm not looking to trade off Ja Morant or Jaren Jackson. I want to win with them. I'm hoping Cedric Coward develops a little bit here, but we shall find out. So number one is going to be Peterson to Portland. You got AJ DeBanza to Charlotte. We got Mikael Brown to Washington. Dame Sarwa Booster's going to fall into Brooklyn's lap, and they do take him. I'd feel good about that if I'm them. Dash Daniels goes, and then Atlanta's going to take Kareem Lopez. So we could take... Oh, Nate Ament goes as well. Damn, I was kind of hoping we'd get Nate Ament, but he did not draft or drop that far. So we do have Jaden, we do have Caleb Wilson, and we do have Darius. So there's a lot of good players here to take. I mean, we could draft Darius. We could take Chris. I mean, we also could come down here and take Pete as well, which would not be upset with that. So I do think that's where I'm going to go with this one. I've taken Chris. I've taken Darius in videos lately, but I haven't taken Koa Pete in a video. I think his name is Koa in real life anyway. So we're going to bring him in at the 8th overall pick, bring in another wing or 9th overall. We almost got Nate Ament. Would have loved that. And then I'll take Boogie Flanders here out of Florida with this 2nd round pick. So feeling good about what we get out of the draft. He's a 74 overall, but he's going to be somebody that plays for us right away. We could have taken one of the other guys here, but I like the addition of Pete, Flanders, and Ian Jackson. All welcome in. And then KCP, as expected, accepts. And then we're going to accept these guys as well. I'm hoping to make a big trade for a 5 this offseason. If we can do that, I think we'll be in a great position. And we can still bring in, I mean, Hartenstein honestly would not be too bad to go after at all as our new starting center. I would love that. So maybe we don't even need to trade anything. We can focus on trading KCP for something else. So yeah, if we can get Hartenstein on an MLE, sign me up for that. So I'm going to give him a new deal, or yeah, new deal. He's going to come to Memphis. He'll be starting for us right away. So I love that addition already. It's definitely a perfect guy for us on this team. And then I'm still going to be looking to trade KCP, get him out of the way of Cedric Coward. And it's just an expiring contract that we should look to take advantage of. So we don't need to trade him for a center anymore, but I'd be open to trading him for anything, basically. We're actually not going to trade him just yet. I don't really see anything that I like. The fact that we got Hartenstein in free agency for free, I was definitely anticipating trading KCP for a center, but there's no need for that anymore. So we're going to go ahead and keep him around, and then we're going to have a lot of depth everywhere. So basically, that's going to be our only move, and I'm just curious to see what player progression is going to look like for us. So you have Jalen Wells up to an 80, Gigi Jackson's up to a 78, and Cedric Coward's also up to a 78. So a lot of development, which is what I love to see. Hartenstein and then Zach Edey's even developing nicely as well. So looking good. I like what I'm seeing so far in this first player progression, and we still have that KCP contract to do whatever we want with at the trade deadline. I'm still open to moving that. He probably won't be a big part of the rotation this year, although I will say there's damn, we got to cut like 3 players off this team. So maybe we should be making an early trade here because we're not gonna be able to keep everybody. So I might stand corrected as far as taking this to the trade deadline, even though I really wanted to kind of see where we're at. But we got to make some early decisions here. So we got too many players right now. So instead of making a big trade just yet, basically all I really did is I traded away. I'll just show you what we did. So we traded away a couple guys for 2nd round picks. So Cam Spencer and Vince Williams got moved, and then we cut Ian Jackson, unfortunately. So that's what we had to do. I'm still going to take that KCB contract to the deadline because that's where I want to see where we're at as a team record-wise. So John Morant, Cedric Coward, Jalen Wells, Jaren Jackson, Zach Edey, Hartenstein. So to me, I really like the starting 5 we already have. I think Jalen Wells, Cedric Coward are really good role players next to John Morant and Jaren Jackson. We just may have to ask ourselves if Jaren Jackson or John Morant are the 2 guys I want to roll with. And to me right now, it is who I want to roll with. But will 2K change my mind on that notion? We'll have to find out as we go in this video. But we'll run a 10-minute rotation because I do feel like we're deep enough to do that. And definitely be mindful that, like I said, we got to use this KCB contract to our advantage. We got Koa Pete's not even playing right now. And we got Clark's expiring. We got John Kachar's expiring. So we have a lot of expiring salary here that I think we should absolutely use to our advantage at the deadline. I'm hoping to be a good team when we get there because this team does have talent. So I'm hoping 2K lets us reflect that in the record. But we'll see if we'll see if we're good or not. We are indeed stopped at the trade deadline at 28 and 23, and I have my eyes on some teams that are currently rebuilding and selling and all that. And the first one that caught my attention is former #1 overall pick in New Orleans, Zion Williamson. Imagine adding Zion next to John Morant and Jaren Jackson. I think we have plenty of spacing for it to work. Our center position may not be, someone who spaces the floor enough, but Zion, Jaren Jackson, who can shoot next to him, Cedric Coward, John Morant, not a slouch from outside, but not the best either. But I think we can get there. I really do. There is some other options too. There's Kevin Durant, which we're not going to go that crazy, which we could. But even the Thunder are bad right now, which is pretty crazy. But yeah, that's the one that caught my attention the most. We bring in Zion Williamson, play him at the 3. It would suck to have Jalen Wells go on the bench or whatever we decide to do with them, but imagine a big 3 of Zion. Yeah, I think we got to get there. We have the salary to probably get to his salary, so that is why I am more than open to doing this with the Pelicans. He is, believe, a free agent after this season, so that might be another reason why they do this. Actually has 1 year left, so I'm going to see if they'd be open to this idea. We're going to, of course, start with KCP's big contract because we need something in here to match his salary. And then we're going to go probably Koa, unfortunately. I think he probably has to be some kind of piece in this trade, because obviously if we're getting Zion, we got to offer some kind of value here. And then we can go Clark or John Kachar, and then we offer some picks on side that. So, or we could even go Aldama. But I'm going to go Kachar for now, and let's see if we can take on a small contract from them, so like Micah Peavy. So this is enough. Koa Pete, who was just a lottery pick for us, and of course we throw in these picks as well. So 2027, we have this Orlando pick that we got, and right now they're not very good actually, so that could be value to them. And then we offered our 2027, so we can offer our 2020, I guess we don't have our 2029, 2031 then. So 27, 2031, and a 29 from, or I guess obviously our 29 is a swap, that's why. So what do you say, New Orleans? Would you be down for this? Or we could even take it to where we just do 27 and 29 and I'm worried about 2031. So a lottery pick, Conchar's, KCP's expiring contract, and 2 firsts. They do agree. We bring in Zion Williamson to the fold. So Zion and John Morant reunited once again. I do believe they played together at one point early on, and maybe in high school or something like that. I know it wasn't in college, but now you have yourself a very interesting starting 5. So you got John Morant, Cedric Coward, Zion Williamson. Coward right now is shooting 47% from 3, so that is working well. John Morant, 36%, so we'll take that as well. And of course, Jaren Jackson, not quite as, I mean, 35 is still respectful, but nothing too crazy. So Harstein is starting right now. I'm feeling good about bringing Zion to the mix. We have a nice big 3 to hopefully be fine in the West now. Let's see if it pays off. I will see you guys at the end of this season. So Wemby wins MVP. Mikal Brown's your Rookie of the Year. RJ wins 6 Man in Toronto. Wemby's your DPOY. Cam Whitmore Most Improved. Kid's your Clutch Player. And Kid is your Coach of the Year and Executive. It goes to Joshua Burgess. Kyrie is your Cup MVP. So here's your All-NBA first team. All-NBA second. John Morant's on here once again. Love that. And here is your All-NBA third team. Jaren Jackson on here again. This time around, he is not. And here's your All-Rookie team. So unfortunately, we did trade our rookie and Pete for Zion. So we ended up as a play-in team in the West, which is, you know, not really where I wanted to be, because we were a little bit better than that when we made the trade. But it is what it is. You know, that's where we're at right now, and we'll roll with it. So Zach Edey is still out of the rotation right now. Definitely missing him. But all right, we get Denver in round 1. So let's see what they have going on. They got Jamal Murray, Brown, De Silva, Aaron Gordon, Jokic. So pretty similar team to what they were, of course. So let's go ahead and simcast game 1 here and see if we can't get, or I guess only game against Denver here. Let's see if we can get a win on the road in Denver. It's going to be a close game, but we are going to take it at the end, and we walk out of here 152 to 147. What a high-scoring affair that was. And now we're going to go play the Utah Jazz. So Utah, I was looking at Lauri Markkanen as well, but I mean, with him being an 81 overall, just kind of didn't want to do that. You have Kessler, you have Ace Bailey, so they're looking good. Let's simcast this game against him. Zion did get hurt, which hurts us quite a bit, but he is going to be playing through it, so that's a little disappointing. But let's see if we can't still get a win here on the road in Utah. It starts off in our favor in the first quarter, but it is a, second quarter they blew us out. I think they took us out here. That's pretty disappointing, because obviously, if you keep missing the playoffs, you're going to start to wonder yourself if you're the Memphis Grizzlies, is John Morant and Jackson worth it? And I'm going to say they are, at least for right now. If we go another season with missing the playoffs, then I have to reconsider some things. But Kyrie and the Mavericks beat the Raptors in 5, so they win themselves a championship. And you got Kevin Durant, Brook Lopez, quite a few retirements here. But yeah, pretty disappointed. Not really what I wanted to see. I thought when we made the Zion trade, that would make us better, not worse. And for whatever reason, we did get worse. So the Pelicans luck into a lottery pick after we made that trade at pick 13. So yeah, pretty brutal. But one thing we could definitely do is move on from our head coach currently and go with a different guy. So Bill Donovan, I know, is someone that'd be willing to sign a contract, so I'll bring him in if we can. Atkinson, would love the idea of him too. And one more offer we can make. I mean, I would love Mazzulla, but he usually doesn't choose me. So Donovan is going to be the only guy. I'm going to wait and see if I can get somebody else, but might be gambling if we don't get him. So Charles Lee or even Will Hardy. Will Hardy's maybe a little bit better, so we'll try to get him in here. Is there anybody else that might be worth our time? And you got McLeod here, but I think I'm going to be fine between Bill Donovan and Will Hardy. Let's see. So Will Hardy does choose us. Atkinson rejects us. Bill Donovan is now not considering it, but Will Hardy, I guess I'll take that. His star is a little bit better than Donovan, so I'm actually happy with that. So we'll go with that. Don't think we have a pick anymore because, of course, we traded away, but I think we're closer to where we want to be. Aldama will accept all of these, and Ty Drum accepts his player option as well. I don't think we had we didn't have a draft pick, and then no qualifying offers to speak of either. Now, we probably do have some free... Nope, no free agents either. And I do think we're pretty deep right now, but it wouldn't hurt to add someone if we need to. So we're pretty deep at point guard. Obviously with Pippen, Boogie Flanders, Ty Jerome. You have no shooting guard behind Coward, though. So it might be someone we need to look into. Well, Zion, Gigi Jackson, and you got Aldama, Jaren Jackson. And then, of course, we're pretty deep at the 5 right now. But, you know, we'll see how much Hardenstein decides to stay as good as he is right now. Is there anybody that could be... I mean, Ty Jerome, I guess, could be moved to the 2 because he's 6'5". So we'll go with that right now. But I'm still going to probably bring in another shooting guard. So let's go do that right now. I'm going to bring in Gary Trent to the mix and bring him off the bench here. So that will be our only addition. So let's go to progression, though, and let's see how much this is impacting us. So Cedric Howard's up to an 82. Zion is regressing a little bit, which does suck. Hardenstein didn't regress too much. That's good. I mean, Edie's up to an 83 now. And then, yeah, you got Pippen regressing. Boogie Flanders is up. But for the most part, there's nothing to be overly concerned about. I think this team is kind of right where I want them to be. Cedric Howard spaced the floor really nicely. Zion, Jaren Jackson, John Morant. I mean, like, I feel like this should be a playoff team in the West next year. And if it's not, then we got some issues. So let's go look at this rotation going into this next season. So here's your rotation once again. Nothing's really changed here. Zach Edey is still out at the moment, so we don't have him just yet. I guess he is our starting center, but Hardenstein is going to fill in just fine until he is ready. Gigi Jackson, Jalen Wells, Gary Trent, and Ty Jerome off your bench, and you still have like Aldama, Clark, and all these guys down here if guys get injured. So I think we're pretty deep. Power rank is pretty high on us. We have a new head coach now as well, so we're hoping that changes a lot of things here because last year don't feel like we played up to the talent level that we had. But we'll find out. I'll show you guys at the end of this season. If we are not in the playoffs this year, then we might have to consider blowing this up because it would be a very, very bad thing. But so far, we're off to a really good start, and it looks like we might finally be just fine in this West. So Giannis went to Dallas and won MVP in a Mavericks jersey. That's pretty interesting and kind of terrifying for us in this Western Conference. But Stokes is Rookie of the Year in Sacramento. Scoot's your 6-man. Wemby's your DPOY. Sorber's your most improved. Paul is your clutch player. Quinn Snyder Coach of the Year. And Hobson is your executive. And Stokes won Cup MVP as well. So what a season from him. You got Wemby, Luka, John Morant is on All-NBA first team. 32 points per game. So I love to see that from him. All-NBA second team and All-NBA third team, so no Zion or anything like that. But we do, nope, no all-defensive team either. And here's our all-rookie team. So we end up as the 5th seed in the West. We finally did make the playoffs, and here were your player stats. It looks like we're coming in pretty healthy too. Yeah, no injuries to speak of, so that's good. Although, you know, John Morant missed some time, so did Zion. Jaren Jackson almost played all 82, and Gigi Jackson did too, averaging 16. Cedric Howard with 12.5, 10 from Trent, 9 from Jerome, and 7 and 6. So not bad, but as I mentioned, we get to play the Spurs in round 1. So Will Hardy's got us playing right. Finally, I think it's, you know, finally overdue that was the case. We got Castle, Harper, Caleb Wilson, Wembanyama, Cameron Johnson, Carter Bryant, and Christian Collins over here in San Antonio. So this should be a tough series. What does Dallas look like with Giannis now? They have Keontae George, Giannis, Cooper Flag, Iguodala. So, I mean, I guess they kind of got their team. They lost Lively, it looks like, unless I'm just not seeing him. But, yeah, he's gone. So they bring in Giannis and punt on Lively. But all right, game 1 is going to go to us, 137-130, 40 and 14 from John Morant. Good start. Game 2, they do even it up. And I did give out some extensions as well. So Zion got extended along with a bunch of other guys like Aldama. Like, I'm just trying to keep the depth as much as possible. But they do even it up. And now we're up 2-1. So we win our first home game. Can we win our second one as well? Will Hardy's got us playing great. And I love that. So can we win here at home in game 4? It's looking good at this moment, but can we hang on here? It looks like we will go up 3-1 on the Spurs team, which is a really good accomplishment. Now, can we finish them off? They do win game 5. Now we go back home in Memphis in game 6. Let's not blow the 3-1 lead. I'd be pretty disappointed, but can we hang on here? Gonna be a close game, and they are gonna force a game 7, so not great. Game 7. Backs against the wall. I'd like to avoid getting eliminated after being up 3-1. Let's see if we can do just that. 8-man rotation here. Got a lead, but they keep getting it back as well. Can we run away with this lead here? It is going to be back and forth, and it's going to overtime, and they do beat us 148-156. What a battle we had with the Spurs. Unfortunately, we did not get it done. I would have loved to have seen how we would have matched up against the Mavericks. We'll never know now. The Mavericks beat them in 5, though. And yeah, Cooper Flag and Giannis is going to be very tough to stop. So we got our work cut out for us here next year. All right, well, for the lottery, Let's see what we got going on here, even though we shouldn't be picking, I don't believe, this year. So Thunder get number 1, and that's their own pick. So the Thunder just sucked. That's kind of crazy. And then I believe we have the 23rd pick in this draft. So let's go pick with it. We know Will Hardy brought something good to the table here, so we will go ahead and keep him. And I'll grab a doctor as well. Just kidding. That guy's not going to choose us. Okay. I don't know why I've never done this before, but I just noticed that there's Team Doctor right here. So I'll bring him in. Welcome to the fold. So the 3rd overall pick, we're going to be taking Howie Dixon, or 23rd, sorry, not 3rd overall. We'll be taking Howie Dixon out of Butler. Don't know how good he's going to be or if he's even a real person, but he's got a nice haircut with the mohawk, so it almost speaks to me that he is auto-generated. But Cowards, option will be accepted. And then Zach Edey and Boogie Flanders, 2 guys I want to bring back, along with our star point guard, John Morant, is here as well. So the Jazz and the Thunder in on him, not giving him serious offers. Of course, we'll come in and give him that serious offer he is looking for. And then Zach Edey, we're going to match that, of course. And then Boogie Flanders should just come back with his qualifying offer. And that's going to be all we really do. I think I'm content with the roster we have put together for this team. And you have Coward up to an 84, G. Jackson 83. So the development is slowly happening. If there's one thing I would consider is going all in on maybe a little bit of an upgrade at the 5. But I like everything else we have going on. Zach Edey is serviceable. But if we upgraded Hartenstein and whatever else we can add together to go get a center, that'd be one thing I would look into. Like the Utah Jazz, for instance, have Jalen Duren on an expiring $17 million. I think he'd be the upgrade at the center position we're looking for. We move Hartenstein, Ty Jerome, Dixon, and give them this magic pick. I think we can both walk away pretty happy. They say no to that, though, and I'll offer seconds to maybe sweeten the deal. Nope, not quite. Okay, maybe we have to bring in something a little bit more sweeter in this deal. So let's say we offer Boogie Flanders as well and go away from Dixon instead. So I hate to do it, but if we get Jalen Duren here and go all in, I think we got to. So Boogie Flanders is headed out of here. So that does hurt our guard depth a little bit, but I think I'm more than okay with bringing in Duren, having Edey, Duren, Jackson, Aldama, Zion, G.G. Jackson. This is a damn good rotation. So I'm liking where we're at. Now let's go hopefully pay it off and go win a championship for this Grizzlies team. This is the most talented team that this team could have possibly have put together. And now let's go see if it pays off. Power rank has us 4th overall. The proficiency is still only 3.5. Did I see 4-star somewhere? No, I don't think I did. So unfortunate that we can't get up to 4-star, but it is what it is. Here's your rotation. John Morant, Cedric Coward, Zion, G.G. Jackson, or Zion, Jaren Jackson, Jalen Duren, G.G. Jackson, Zach Edey, Jalen Wells, and then we can obviously go back to our 9-man rotation with Aldama playing that role as well. And you still have depth down here too. So this to me feels like a very talented team, and hopefully they all put together and bring this title home. I will see you guys at the end of this season. We're off to a rocky start, but I think we'll get a win streak going, and we'll be in the finals hopefully this year. So at the end of this season, John Morant gets the MVP trophy, which is awesome to see. The only thing that would make this better, obviously, if we cap this off with a championship coming back to Memphis. Roster's Rookie of the Year. Scoot's your 6-man. Wemby's your deep boy. Nick is your most improved. Paul is your clutch player. And Donovan is your coach there. And Aaron Phillips is your executive. So here is your All-NBA first team with John Morant, of course, being up at the top. He was really close to MVP last year, too. So I'm glad to see him get it this time around. No All-NBA third team or anything like that, but here is your all-defensive team. So no Jaren Jackson, only there for the first season, and Detroit had a couple of rookies in here, and that's about it. So we are the 2nd seed in the West, and here were your player stats. We had 34 from John Morant, 23 from Zion, 20 from Jaren Jackson, and 18 from G.G. Jackson, 12 from Cedric Coward, 12 from Carr as well. Don't know where he came from, but he contributed, which is nice. Jalen Duren with 11 and 10.5. This was our all-in move with Jalen Duren, so we hope that it all goes pays forward, or pays off. Team stats, offensive rating, number 1. Defensive rating looks like we weren't quite there, but we were number 10. So could be better, but I'll take 10 outside of being 17 or anything like that. But our first round matchup is Minnesota, which is not an easy one. I don't love that we drew the Timberwolves here, but we'll see if we can't make it happen. We are running our 9-man rotation. Hopefully we're ready to play. So game 1 is going to go to us, 147 and 134, 43 and 13, 22-22. Game 2, we're up 2-0. So far, we're looking good. Can we go up 3-0 on this Minnesota team? We are, and we sweep them. So they were no match for us. And now we get to play the Spurs. So we did almost beat last year, and the Mavericks got eliminated. So we don't have to deal with them. This feels like it's opened up perfectly in our favor, but the Rockets took them out for a reason. So something to keep in mind there. Luka went to Golden State, so that's going to be tough too if we run into them. But hey, let's focus on who we have. We get to play the Spurs, who have a good roster in their own right. We went to 7 with them last year. We were up 3-1 on this team and blew it. So hopefully this time around we are locked in. Game 1. Oh, I think Zion might be hurt. I didn't even notice that. He is out for the season with a torn ACL. How brutal is that? Game 2. 2-0. Thankfully, we're still a good team, though. I think we can still manage without him. GG Jackson steps into a way bigger role now, so I like that. Might even consider moving him to the 3 right now, because he might even go up in overall if we do that. So GG Jackson up to an 85. We move him to the 3 and have Cedric Howard back out there. Okay, I think we don't miss a beat too much. We're up 3. Nope, 2-1. Can we go up 3-1? No, it's a tied series now. Okay, so John Morant's hurt now. Oh, boy, that's why. So Jalen Duren's hurt, too. We are in trouble now. The injuries are piling up against us. The Spurs, I'm sure, are untouched. But, I mean, they're still playing through them, but of course it makes them worse. Can we get out here and win Game 5 despite the injury bug hitting us pretty hard here? And it looks like we will not be able to get past that. So we got to win Game 6 to force a Game 7. Injuries just had to pop up when it looks like we were well on our path to win maybe a championship this year. Can we force a Game 7 at the very least? It's not looking like it. We are going to go home to the Spurs once again. That is definitely a tough break. Tough pill to swallow there. The Spurs do go on to win it all. So if Zion doesn't get hurt, do we go on to win it all? I do think there's a chance that we could have, but the injuries popped up there. Nothing we can do about it. So got to move on to the next one. Gobert gets a ring and he retires after that. I think we're just going to simply run this back one more time. We were right there, man. Very close. I thought that was our year, and Zion had to tear his ACL right then. So I guess we should have been prepared for it. I think we were. We had the depth, but once John Morant got hurt too, that was kind of all she wrote. So we just bring back Cedric Howard and bring in some guard depth. I got quite a few free agents here, so I'll bring in everybody. So Zion, or sorry. Oh, Duren's not going to come back either. Damn. So losing him sucks. I mean, we still have centers, but that's going to hurt. Coward's going to come back. So not bringing Duren back is going to hurt us. But there is still some good centers here. So we'll bring in Mitchell Robinson, at least as a body, hopefully. So we bring him in. And then I do think we need to focus on our guard depth because it's non-existent right now. So let's do that. And then maybe a power forward as well. So DiVincenzo. I mean, none of these guys are going to be terrific. I think last year would have been the year. But there's still some serviceable players out here to make it work. All minimum guys. We'll bring them all in. And we'll see, man. We'll see if it pays off. So Cohen Carr's back as well. GG Jackson's up to an 87 overall. So, I mean, do we need Zion right now? I don't know. I guess I could say that. And he's out for even longer, 8 to 10 months. We're not going to have him back right away. But GG Jackson step up in his plate big time. Coward has been capped out at 83, I guess, which does suck. But at least GG Jackson's developing nicely. We should still be a good team next year. If we get Zion back, do we trade him for something else and roll with GG Jackson? Might consider it. So if nothing else, John Morant does get himself another MVP, almost averaging 40 points per game this season. Pretty wild stuff there. Executive goes to Ted Jones. I decided not to make any moves because, I mean, it looks like we were clicking on all cylinders still, but will we go win a championship, though, is my biggest question. So second seed in the West again. Here are your player stats. Zion should be back in the mix, or is he not yet? He is still out. Wait, did he tear his ACL again? Or is he just not going to make it back this season, I guess? Wow. Did he play at all? Or wait, hold on. Did he play at all this season? Or did his injury just carry over? Let's see. He played no games at all. So I guess he is just not ready to be back at all. I mean, he did tear it technically in, of course, the playoffs last year, or maybe it was right before. What is his injury sitting at? So he is still, let's see, 77 days away. So yeah, we are without Zion, unfortunately, which does suck. But again, we still have a good team regardless. So we were still good without him. So hopefully we can still win without him, but we'll see, man. So it does suck not to have him. So we get the OKC Thunder in round 1. Chet Holmgren, Sorber, Jalen Williams, Case Wallace, and Shea. And of course, we have our team here. So game 1 is going to go to OKC. Is not having Zion going to hurt us ultimately? We're down 2-1. We do even it up, so we're not dead yet, but we do have to win this game 5, or the Thunder are going to probably win this series. The last time these two teams matched up, John Morant said he had them figured out, so let's see if he can figure them out here, and it's looking like they're going to win game 5. This would be the ultimate disappointing ending, I would say, if we're not able to win game 6, or do we just keep going with Zion healthy, or do we want Zion back next year? So we got to win this game to force a game 7, though. Looking like we might. No, we're going to lose 113 and 118. All right, I'd like to see us with Zion at least one more time. So I'm going to go one last final time with Zion back, because that hurt not having him. So this time we were the first seed in the West, and this is our final chance no matter what happens here. And of course, John Morant is hurt. Thankfully, it's just a day-to-day injury, though, so he should be healthy. But we are pretty much healthy other than John Morant. We have Zion now, who played 17 or 77 games this year, so he's fully back. We got a nice big 4 doing their thing. GG Jackson's been an amazing development in this video as well. So first seed in the West. Hopefully we can get out of round 1 this time. We did not the last time. OKC is the matchup again. John Morant's pretty much healthy now. So if we can't beat the Thunder, then... Oh, they have no SGA, though. He's hurt, it looks like. So, and J-Dub's hurt. How long are they out? If we lose this series with those 2 out, then I am going to be very livid. So, SGA and J-Dub are not playing in this series at all. They still have Marcus Spears, who's really good, and Chet. But, I mean, we should have the upper hand here, I would think. So... 2-0, 3-0. Yeah, how does it feel to play a team when you're injured? Oh, hold on. They do win game. Dude, if they win another one, okay, we beat them. We get to play the Dallas Mavericks. So this will be our first time playing the Mavericks in this video. We have not had to play them just yet. Still fully healthy. So let's see what they look like. They got Flag. They got Giannis. They got Kessler. They got Alex. Daniel Gafford. So it should be a tough series, man. So let's see if we can go win. They do win game 1. We even it up. Game 3 goes to Dallas. Game 4. Oh, gosh, that's the Dallas freaking Mavericks. So, it looks like we will probably be going home here in round 2. So, let's see if we can't maybe dig ourselves out of this 3-1 hole that we're in. But Cooper Flag and Giannis is just a duo I was not anticipating having to deal with in this video. And they will ultimately eliminate us. So, no championship for the Grizzlies today, unfortunately. I think last year would have been our chance with the Mavericks eliminated. Or one of those years they got eliminated. And they're going to go on to win it all. So the Mavericks, as usual, are just inevitable. And they add Giannis to, yeah. So we tried, and I feel good about the team we threw together today. Unfortunately, it did not work out whatsoever. Hope you guys enjoyed it, though. I will see y'all in the next one. This is Crushables. I'm saying peace.